I think these guys are thinking they're going to get fed soon.
Oh, there's somebody, they're down that way.
Yeah.
They just said they're over here. What? Yeah, I think they go on those platforms.
Oh, there he's gathered. Head into the water.
It's funny how they walk like really rare. I guess they're with a belly time.
Oh, they know it's the time.
They're like, I thought we were going down there, we're going over here, where are we getting fed?
It's like giant puppy dogs.
Ready? Well, I wonder if you should have got the other ones for the upstairs stuff. No.
Alright guys, how we doing? Can everybody hear me okay?
Yes.
Yeah, beautiful. Well, my name is Jake. It's great to meet you all, or see you again if you were just at my 12 o'clock show. But if not, I take care of these guys as a zookeeper here at Alligator Adventure, and I'm going to be giving your 1 o'clock alligator feeding show today. Lastly, remember for me that everything you see right now around you in the park is the permanent home of all of these animals. They all stay here year-round, so please do your best to be respectful of that. Make it a clean, healthy, and safe environment for these guys to live. I'm sure they would all appreciate it just as much as we do. But with that said, we can go ahead and get started with the feeding show here in a minute. I know that we can't really interact, because you're pretty far away from me, so after the show today, I'm going to be standing right down there by the snack stand. If anybody has any questions, if you want to chat, ask anything at all, please feel free to do so. I'll be there for as long as you need me to be. This is my last show today, so I'm not in a rush to be anywhere. Please feel free to ask away. But we'll go ahead and get started with our feeding. So what you see below me here is one of our larger groups of American alligators. And that is what all of these guys are. There are no caimans or crocodiles or anything in these waters. These are all American alligators. And for us, this section contains gators anywhere from that 6-foot mark all the way up to about 13 feet is our biggest male in here. I don't see him yet, but hopefully he will make his way over before the end of the show today. Now 13 feet is about as big as you'll see them here in South Carolina, and that's for a couple of reasons. The biggest one is that these guys actually lose the ability to digest food or eat when the temperature drops below a certain degree. So, because it gets colder a little bit sooner here in South Carolina than it does down in places like Florida, those alligators down there, down south of us, do have a little bit more of an opportunity to eat some more food than these alligators do up here in South Carolina. So those big males down in Florida can be about 15 and a half feet or so, and about 13 feet is about as big as you'll see them here in South Carolina. Now, I am throwing out 2 different types of food today, the first of which is this little brown pellet right here. This is called crock chow. And crock chow is essentially a hard, bready biscuit that's packed full of vitamins, minerals, nutrients, everything important to keep these guys nice and healthy. And we mix that in with this right here. This is raw chicken. Not the same part of the chicken you and I would typically eat for dinner, but it is just as fresh. In my hand is a chicken back. Sometimes these guys will get chicken necks as well. We make sure to leave all the bones in there for them to give them a great source of calcium in their diet. These alligators have no problem digesting everything and anything that has to do with meat. So bones, tendons, all that good stuff. These guys absolutely love it. Now, out in the wild, they would eat absolutely anything. They're opportunistic feeders, which means they will take every single opportunity to feed, no matter what it is. Now that could be dead, it could be alive, rotting, fresh. Honestly, the worse it smells, the more of these guys will be attracted to it. And they will eat, like I said, anything at all. They are not picky eaters. But between this chicken here and the croc chow, they get everything they need to be nice and healthy. Now, as I'm sure you've seen a couple times already, the point of some of these shows is to get these guys to jump up and try to grab this food out of my hand. And when they do that, I want you to keep an ear out for this distinct little popping noise they can make from time to time. And that popping noise sounds a whole lot like their top and bottom jaw slamming against one another really, really hard. And that's also when the noise is created as well. That is not actually what it comes from. These guys slam their mouths shut so hard and so fast, they force all the air in between their jaws out simultaneously. So they force all that air out all at once, and that does create a loud little pop. Now, in order to do that, they do have to have a very strong bite force. And the bite force of a full-grown 13 to 15 foot male American alligator can exceed 2,100 pounds per square feet. Now, mathematically speaking, 2,100 pounds per square inch is over twice the amount of pressure required to crush solid concrete. So in theory, if I were to give this big male right here or this one over here a ball of concrete and they really wanted to, they should be able to crush that ball of concrete with just their jaws. So that'll give you an idea about how strong these guys are and why their teeth don't necessarily have to be razor sharp for them to be extremely dangerous. Now, I did mention that I was feeding 2 different types of food, but today we actually had some leftover from feeding croc toad, one of the big crocs back there. So these guys are going to get a little bit of a treat, something they don't normally get, and I'm going to look for a bigger gator for this one. And you'll see why here in a minute, but we feed those crocs back in Croc Cove entire chickens. So I'm going to see if I can get Bucky here to jump up and try to grab this. Hopefully he can take it down. Come on. All these big nails in here, we have about 5 big nails over 12 feet long. Oh, no. They do all have names. Someone will find that down there, but I'm sure Bucky would have loved that. Now, we do name some of the alligators that have distinguishing features that we can pick apart from the other ones. That was Bucky to try to get that right there. Hopefully, let's see if it's floating, but hopefully somebody will find out later on. Oh, hey, there it is. Look at that. I don't know if you can swallow that, but he'll have a good time trying. I'll tell you that. So, I'm running a little bit low on food here. I have about 2 pieces of chicken left. There you go. Hold on now. Oh, all right. Yeah, that'll put about 20 pounds of fat on him right there, so that's plenty. Now, I have about 2 pieces left to try to get you guys 2 more good jumps. This one over to my left side, this is cleft. He has a little bit of a cleft lift. And I'm sure if he lays out on the bank later today, you'll be able to see that. And this is my last piece right here. I'll try to get you one more, maybe a pop from Bucky. Hopefully, he's the one that pops the most. Oh, no pop. All right. Well, that was my last piece of chicken, so I hope you guys enjoyed the show. Again, I will be waiting right down by the snack stand if you have any questions, but I hope you enjoy the rest of your day here at the park. Thank you, guys.